Hey everyone! Welcome back to Legacy Shinobi. Today, we're diving into the story of what if Naruto went back in time with Sasuke? First off, I want to apologize for the long hiatus. I needed a break after working non-stop for the past 2 months and got a bit burned out. Now, back to the main topic. This will be a Naruto and Sasuke story. Both Naruto and Sasuke will be traveling back in time with all their memories intact. So, make sure to like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell, and let's get started. Ugh, am I dead? Naruto opens his eyes. He recognized that he in the old apartment that he used to live when he's still a genin. He felt like deja vu for a moment. It can't be that. A sudden thought just popped in his mind. He runs to the nearest mirror that he could find. As he found one, he saw his reflection. The reflection he's seeing is his appearance when he about to become a genin. Just a moment, he battles with an enemy that is threatening the Fire Nation. The enemy appears to be 𝐷𝐷𝐷 that was once related with Kaguya. Half of the village was destroyed because of the massive power of the 𝐷𝐷𝐷. However, this is the second attempt of 𝐷𝐷𝐷 that attacked his village after Momoshiki. Even the preparation has been made, but it's still not enough to prevent it from happening. He runs out of his apartment with his t-shirt and his dark pants to prove the theory that had in his mind is wrong. Unfortunately, fate doesn't kind to him as he sees 4 Hokage faces at the mountain. Looks I have returned to the past. His face were paled as seeing 4 Hokage faces on the monument. What the heck? He sits on his sofa while tries to calm himself down with a cup of tea, which is abnormal for him in this timeline because he never likes tea when he was younger. The environment of his apartment is a mess. A cup of empty ramen on his table made his home smelly. Although it had been cleaned, still the odor are still there. After he cleaned the apartment, he realizes how unclean his apartment and irresponsible he is, as he usually living in a cleaned environment after the Fourth Great War ended. On the time he sips some of his tea, he had some of his flashbacks. Flashback. Boruto. A blade stabbed a man with an orange attire and Hokage cape. The boy behind a man is holding a blade that stabs the man earlier known as Kawaki. Kawaki, why you betrayed us? Naruto asked. He is watching Kawaki that is in front of him while struggled to keep his defensive pose. Boruto that is behind him watched Kawaki with hateful glare, but unfortunately, he has no energy to fight anymore as he uses all of it in his battle with 𝐷𝐷𝐷. Why, Kawaki? Boruto shouted. It is because the world doesn't need shinobi anymore. With the strongest shinobi dies by my hand, I will end this damn era for good, Kawaki said with avoid and eye contact with Naruto. Boruto ran to him with a Rasengan in his hand. Kawaki easily dodged the counterattack and kicked Boruto on his stomach, made him paralyze. Kawaki walks to Naruto. He pulls his blade from Naruto that made blood ooze out from his chest. Naruto's sight almost blackened. The last thing he remembers, Kawaki gives his farewell and the world suddenly turned black. Flashback ended. Naruto rethinks about what Kawaki said during his betrayal. He looks at the clock that shows 8 a.m. Without hesitation, he wears his old orange jumpsuit and his leaf attire. I don't know if the spelling is right. The street of Konoha always been busier than ever. Here our main character walks through the crowd in his journey to the academy. He stops at the shop to buy some drinks. Suddenly saw a book titled The Tales of Gutsy Ninja that placed beside the cashier. He remembers that his old teacher Ero Sanin had written the book before he writes 𝐫𝐞𝐬𝐿 series. So he buys the book that wrote by the famous writer and a drink. Then Naruto walks to the academy while reading books that has on his hand, ignoring the disgust face that villagers give to him. At the academy, Sasuke woke from his long sleep and seeing some familiar faces around him. He's stunned as he saw a younger version of his wife beside him with her fangirl attitude. To be honest, Sasuke always hates fangirls because it is annoying for someone that always follow you around and talk about getting married or so, whatever that made him irritated. He realized that he in his old academy, but it was impossible for someone to travel to the past after being stabbed right. So he continues to sleep to make sure he gets out from his dream and wake in the place that he should be. Sasuke opened his eyes to see a Nara in front of him. He gives Nara an annoyed look from his face for disturbing his sleep. Afterwards, Nara does say something that made him a shock. Does the girl named Sarada ring any bells? Asked the Nara that made Sasuke shock as Shikamaru said his daughter name clearly. How did you? Shikamaru interrupt him. Know your daughter name. By finishing his sentence, he gave his smug look to young Uchiha. Sasuke dragged Shikamaru to the quiet area in the classroom to continue his discussion earlier. Young Nara knows what the thought that filled in young Uchiha's mind. Being a genius with having a higher IQ is easier to figure. As Shikamaru explained everything, Sasuke gave him an understanding looks. So when we travel to the past, not only our memories that transfer but our power as well, Sasuke said. Nara just gives him a nod. We must figure who also have transferred to the past like us, because with two of us cannot change the history and defeat an entire Akatsuki. With our low chakra that has been exhausted when traveling here, Nara said. Then Iruka-sensei walks into the class. Okay students, get back to your place and silence because today you will graduate from the academy. The kids were enjoyed that they finally have become a ninja. Not long after that, a boy with orange signature jumpsuit walks into the class while reading a book. It made the entire class go in silence as they witness a strange behavior from his classmate. Naruto greets the teacher politely and continues to walk and sits beside Shikamaru. Naruto gave him an innocent smile to his friend which gave an utter belief. Sasuke was also speechless with Naruto behavior earlier. Naruto never reads book until he becomes 17. His polite behavior is giving the class a shock. Iruka just stunned unmoved from his current position. He thought that it maybe he drinks too much sake last night that made him have some illusion of polite Naruto. Shikamaru on other hand still shocked even though he knew why, but still it's not something that he expect. Sasuke expression same as Shikamaru. They thought that it would take time to find the others like them, but this is too easy. For today we will separate you into teams. Every team will have 3 genins and 1 jonin teacher, Iruka said. I hope that I will be the same team with Sasuke, the blonde girl announced. And no, I will be in a team with Sasuke Ino Pig, Sakura said, made the blonde mad. What did you just say, forehead? The last sentence said with a venomous tone. I dare you said that again, Ino Pig. Sakura gave a hateful glare to Ino while I also did the same. Enough both of you, Iruka yelled to both kunoichis. It made them startle. The class was once again silent. Back to the business, I will announce your name and the team you will be in. Skip Team 1 to Team 6. Team 7 will be Sasuke Uchiha, Sakura Haruno, Iruka said. Yeah, take that Ino Pig, Sakura yelled to Ino. She feels so happy that she is a team with Sasuke. Damn you, forehead, Ino murmured in anger. She had lost a chance with his future proclaimed husband. Unfortunately, that chance gets to her pinky hair classmate. And Naruto Uzumaki, Iruka continues. Sasuke smiles lightly at this announcement. After all, not everything has changed. Sasuke glanced at his blonde teammate who replied with a smile at him. Damn, why must I be with Sasuke? Naruto shouted with disagreement. From our time travel character's perspective, they knew that he pretends to be annoyed, but in his heart why Naruto Baka you should grateful we have a prodigy in our team, not like you dead last. Sakura said angrily after she heard the blonde boy his protest earlier. Hi, Sakura-chan, Naruto said lazily. After the team announcement, Sasuke walks to the outside of the classroom after Naruto went outside earlier and gives him sign language. Sasuke, where do you want to go? Sakura asked. I want to go to take some breath, Sasuke idly replied. Okay, make sure you hurry up before our sensei come. Sasuke walks out of the classroom and saw Naruto standing beside the door with his hand crossed. Took you long enough. Shikamaru said that we will meet at 5 p.m. at Hokage Monument to discuss our current situation. Sasuke nodded. If you've wanted to talk anything, it isn't a suitable time for us to discuss. I will wait for Kakashi in the classroom. Sasuke walks back into the class. How about my son, is he okay? It made Sasuke stops. He glances at the future Hokage, seeing his face is worried. He knows that he always takes care of his son. I've given him some sword training after you die. He is much stronger now, even stronger than you. Sasuke smirked with his statement. After all, it'll like father and son. Sasuke walks into the class followed by Naruto that walks behind him. Not long after that, Kakashi arrived. He observes his students and said, My opinion on all of you are boring. Meet me at the training ground 3. Then he disappeared. Is that all? Sakura screamed. Sakura, if you screamed like that again you will make ears bleeding, Sasuke said. Sorry, Sasuke. Sakura follows the Uchiha and Naruto to the rooftops. Training ground 3. As the 3 genins arrived, they saw a man with gray hair wearing a mask and leaf hitai that closed his right eye. He also wears a jonin and black pants. He closed the book that he reads and watches the genins that just arrived. Well, now we're all here. Welcome to Team 7. Introductions first, I guess. I'll introduce you first, and then each of you will state your name, goals, likes, and dislikes, okay? My name is Hideaki Kakashi. I'm a jonin. I don't have any desires to talk about my likes or dislikes. As for my dreams and hobbies, we just learned only his name, Sakura thought. Okay, how about you, Pinky? Kakashi said. My name is Haruno Sakura, The thing I like is, well, the person I like is, and my dream is, 𝐤𝐢𝐳. She squeaked. Upon IRL they all thought of Sakura behavior. Next, you broody. Am I still broody? He gave sign language to Naruto. Naruto nodded as a reply. My name is Uchiha Sasuke. I don't think I have many likes or dislikes. My dream is the resurrection of my clan and finds a certain man, he said. He isn't broody as he seems. Lastly, the blonde. Okay, I guess my name is Uzumaki Naruto. I like ramen and I dislike short-sighted and stupid people. I guess my dream would be becoming Hokage. Like father, like son. Alright, so much for the introductions, now we will do a little test, Kakashi said as he put down a clock. You three have till noon to get these 2 bells from me. Those who don't have a bell at noon fail the test, okay. What happens with the person who doesn't get a bell, Kakashi-sensei? Sakura asked, suddenly back to earth due to the stated assignment. Well, if you fail you go back to the academy. So attack me to kill if you want to get the bells. Oh yeah, another thing, if I see you I might attack you, so make sure to be careful, Kakashi added with a deceivingly innocent voice. And he vanished again. So dope, what's the plan? Sasuke glanced at his blonde teammate. Sakura looks at Sasuke with shock that he cooperate with the dead last. It was unbelievable to see a prodigy asking for a plan from the dead last that appeared to be the one he doesn't want to work with. I have some plan but I need all of you to take part in it, the blonde said. Why would we want to listen to you, 𝐫𝐞𝐬𝐵? Naruto cut her off. Listen, we are about to fight with a jonin that have the full experience. As a ninja, even we have the prodigy in our team, he still doesn't have a chance. Dobe is right, even though I am Uchiha but my Sharingan's still not awakened yet, Sasuke said to assure her to calm down and makes her think rational. Okay, what's the plan? Sakura sighed as she admits her defeats. So this is the plan, he said. As he explained the plan, unknown to them their sensei watched them from afar. He has concluded that his new team have succeeded in the test given by him. He sunshined himself to his new students. Congratulations, you all pass. A voice from behind the 3 of the genins make them a shock. As they jump from the source of the voice they see a Kakashi-sensei smiles at them. We pass? The pinky questioning the reason her team pass. The test isn't about to snatch the bells but teamwork. As far as I observed from afar the only that figured it out is Sasuke and Naruto. Kakashi glanced at the 2 boys that watching him. Tell me, how do you figure it out? Kakashi looks at them with interest looks. Well, we know it because there is only 3 genin in one team. It is rare to see a team such other than 3, Naruto said. My reasoning same with him, Sasuke said with pointing his thumb fingers to the blonde. Alright, that is all for today, now you all can be dismissed. Kakashi disappear in a second, leaving no trace behind. Training Ground 3. 5 p.m. It is 5 p.m. The sky was almost darkened and the orange sunlight filled the sky. Training Ground 3 were silent until the blonde came to 2 boys that sitting laying behind the tree. The 2 boys watch a blonde kid running to them. Why are you late, dope? Sasuke sighed. Hopefully the blonde have reasonable excuses. Sandamiami called me. He asks about our test and result, he said with a big grin at his face. At least he has a good reason. Let's talk about what we are going to do in this timeline. I mean, none of us can't go back because we are dead, said future Hokage advisor. I agree with him. We can't go back but we can change some event to save our friends and prevent much more death, the blonde said with seriously as a sign that he being serious at this matter. How about Orochimaru? We know that he will invade Konoha with the help of Suna and do not forget about Akatsuki and Danzo. How much I hate Danzo but I can't kill for now. Sasuke knows the truth of the Uchiha massacre. After all, he forgives his brother after knowing the truth behind it, but the hatred towards Danzo was far more superior than his brother was. Danzo being the mastermind behind this massacre made Sasuke's heart ache. His desires to kill Danzo are his most priority. Unfortunately, with his status as the last loyal Uchiha, he can't. If he kills Danzo, most likely he will be executed or banished from Konoha. Furthermore, he also cannot get his family's inheritance. For now we must prepare for the invasion, then we will plan to reveal the evidence about Danzo betrayed Konoha with the existence of roots so we can kill him. Naruto glances to Sasuke who shows a grateful smile. Thank you, Naruto, that man has been a burden to me for a long time. He has made me suffer and people that have been his victim for a long time. Now, we can end his tyranny from making any people suffer, Sasuke said as the tears started formed in his eyes. He hugs 2 of his friend. I'm so glad to have a friend like you too. Sasuke hugs his friends tightly made Naruto and Shikamaru feel weird. Ma, Sasuke, don't be cry baby. We already almost 40 years old before we travel to this time. Please don't cry. This is a drag and weird at the same time. Trying to suppress his feelings. Me too, Naruto and Shikamaru eyes started to tear. There are not tears of hate or fear but grateful and happy. They all lonely because their son and wife doesn't exist yet. They must do it all over again, get their son back. I mean all of it. As the Uzumaki and Nara join Sasuke in crying fest, unknown to them there has a spandex green ninja watches them with binocular from the forest. He put down the binocular with an anime cries on his face. This is so youthful. Time skip. After an hour they started to walk towards their homes. The three boys busily chatting with themselves without caring people around them. Hey, what's your opinion of Sakura now, Sasuke? The yellow-haired boy asked. Troublesome. The two of his friends burst laugh of his statement with using the famous Nara word. Honestly, I don't think I will see that fangirl attitude again, it irritate me. I know, Sasuke, I also can't see my wife now or else she will faint from blushing again. Furthermore, Shikamaru's wife now is also troublesome, yeah. Nara continued Naruto's sentence. Hey, we didn't talk about when we die or how. The blonde realized that this sensitive topic never been touched since they all gathered. Well, we know when you die, Naruto. For me, I died at the destruction of Konoha. Most of the civilian gain help from the neighbor country. As for Sasuke, he dies 3 years after the destruction. Nara said. Well, we can ask Kyuubi if he knows anything about time travel stuff. Alright, let me ask him. Naruto tried to communicate with Kyuubi through thought. Hey Kurama. Kurama. No, respond, huh? Does he talks to you? Sasuke asked. He glances to Naruto with enthusiasm. No, unfortunately no, respond. Maybe he tired. Two of his friends sigh. We will see tomorrow, bye. With that they disperse and walks to their own home. As Naruto arrives at his apartment, he reads the book about the seals that he had but before meets with his friends. He skips the basics because already learned that in the past. The blonde studying the seals so he could change the seal on his stomach to give some freedom to the Kyuubi. He knows he can't free him, because it will not only destroy the beast inside him but also himself. Naruto reads the book until late midnight without he realizes. Hyuga compound. At the peaceful mansion, a dark-haired girl lets a soft moan from her mouth. She lazily opened her eyes to make her realize that she is in the room that made from wood. She observes her surrounding with her Byakugan to make sure that she isn't in some genjutsu. Don't worry, you aren't in any genjutsu. Kurama, what happened to your voice? The heiress realizes that Kurama's voice is higher than usual. My voice? Why my voice is like a vixen. I am a fox, not vixen. Maybe that is the side effect of time traveling. Damn this time traveling side effect. Can you summon me? I can't see what you're seeing right now, Kyuubi growled. Annoyed by the fact he can't get the vision from the real world. Hinata slammed her arm to the floor. Summoning jutsu. A beautiful girl wearing a red kimono appeared from the smoke. Her hair were red and long reached to her waist. Her were brown with the slit pupils. She also have 9 orange fluffy tails and ears on her head. That's better. As she looks her new appearance, she screamed. No, I am Kyuubi no Kyoko, the strongest tailed beast in the world, not a maiden or vixen. Hey, stop shouting. Do you want everyone knows that you are here? Hinata angry that the Kyuubi just screamed in her room. Not only that, her room always guarded by a branch family. Fortunately, she applied a sound barrier jutsu earlier that can block any sound from reached outside the room. Sorry. Her ears flattened and making a sad face. Hinata goes to Kyuubi to ease her feelings. After all, she just becomes a girl moment ago. It's new for her to view the world from her new perspective. Hinata POV. After a while her face shows a foxy grin. I'm glad that she finally calmed down. She also now must learn to control her emotions so she didn't outspoken or make the situation worse. Wow, the great Kyuubi has now gone soft. I tease her with a smirk on my face. Please, your face is so cute to smirk, it doesn't suit you. The fox-tailed girl said for payback from a statement earlier. I remember that you were once shy and lack of confidence in talking to your own crush, she said with a grin on her face. It made me blush thinking about the embarrassing moment when I was young. It is true I was shy, even when I want to talk I always stutter. I hope that I didn't have to do it again or act like it anymore. Unfortunately, you must act as shy heiress again, she said in a cheery tone with an anime happy face. No, I don't want to act as a weak shy person anymore. You can't be serious, I argued with her. As I see her mood change in a second, I know she very meant it. Fine, I will do it, I said with my eyes rolled. After some talk, she asks me to show my stomach to her. I follow her request. As I showed her my belly, she applies the seals. The seals appear to be similar to Naruto when before he unlocked the seals, but with some changes. As she finished applying her seals, she said to me that the seals she put are not permanent. The seals that she designed to make sure she can feel what the hosts feel and also make her body in process to adapt her chakra. Suddenly, I heard the sound of the people approach my room. Kurama immediately retreats back into my mind. Then the door opens and saw a boy with pale eyes and a long hair wears a white kimono. He looks at me with a cold glare. "Hurry up, Hinata-sama, your father requests a breakfast with you," he said coldly, and he stormed out of the room. "Wow, your cousin is such a dick, don't you?" Kurama said in her mind. "Shut up." I went to the dresser and saw a heavy hoodie, black shirts and the blue pants. After I wear it, I look myself at the mirror. Wow, I never thought I was this shy. "Told you, a creature from my mind," reply. I ignore it. I walked to the dining room to find my father was eating silently with Hanabi. "Good morning, father." Damn, stuttering. My father watches me and he said, "Have the breakfast, after that we have a talk." With sternly. He talks like that I am his servant, not as his daughter, even though we were related by blood. After that, he talks about don't disgrace the family, that I was not suitable for an heiress because I am weak, or so whatever. I miss my father when he old not this always care about the clan's reputation. The talking was non-stop, it was more than hours. He still talks about my weakness, but I don't care. While he mumbling, I think about my friends would react when the shy Hyuga suddenly becoming a different person. Not to talk about Naruto, he would freeze like ice when he sees me. "No, you wouldn't do that, not in my watch," the vixen said. "Fine, forgot she that is in my mind." Outside the Hyuga compound. Arg, finally. I stretched my body after hearing his mumbling for a while. It made me eager to spend my time outside. There I see Naruto, Shikamaru and Sasuke walk together. Wait, isn't weird when they all get along. Also, when does Shikamaru stops watching clouds like usual? He must be moved on from his lazy attitude. I run to Naruto and his friends. "And Naruto-kun, it is uncomfortable for me to use honorific after a long time. The last time I used it is a month before our marriage." He stared at me with uncomfortable looks on his face. He just thinks I am a weirdo or something. Naruto POV. There is something different about Hinata. Her face doesn't red or blush like she used to be. Maybe there is something different about her. "Woi dope, Kakashi called me, I will write back." Sasuke walks from his friends to meet Kakashi. "Shika, now it leaves me, Hinata and..." As I glanced at Shikamaru, he disappeared. I felt at the pocket have the paper. As I pulled out the paper from my pocket, I read it. "Good luck with your girlfriend, I hope you two will happy and have a nice date. From your friend, Shikamaru Nara." "Those two," I whispered angrily. I glanced at Hinata, who still stands beside me since earlier. "So do you want to eat ramen, my treat?" Watch to Hinata, I hope that she will accept it. "I would likely to go eat with you," she answered with a stutter. "Okay, let's go to Ichiraku," I said happily as we walked to my favorite place. As the couple entered the Ichiraku, Ayam was the first one to greet them. "Hey Naruto, how the last mission?" She looks Naruto with enthusiasm. "It's nothing, just a D-rank mission only." He and Hinata sit on the stool that placed in front the counter. "Who is this? Is she your girlfriend, Naruto?" Ayam smiled as she asked the question. "And no, she just my friend." Naruto stutters as his face begins to red. Hinata giggled seeing his young husband stutter in her place. "Oto-san, it looks Naruto has a crush," Ayam said loudly to her father, who is preparing ramen. "What?" Tucci ran to the counter and seeing a girl who sits beside Naruto. He looks Naruto with teary eyes. As he holds his hand, he said, "Naruto, you have become a man. I remember the day you were so small and always coming here eating with your teacher." "What do you mean, Tucci-san? I just becomes 13. Actually, I am 39 years old and I also my future wife sitting beside me," he said in his mind. "Oto-san, that enough, I want to take orders for them." The ramen cooker walks back to the kitchen. "Okay, today I will give you a 20% discount for any ramen you want. Now, Naruto, you want miso ramen as usual?" Naruto nodded as the waiter asked. "You girl, what do you want?" "I'll pick same as him," Hinata said. As the couple finishing their ramen, a blonde girl with a purple sleeveless shirt and skirt walks into the ramen shop with her friend. "Hey Ino, what's up?" Naruto greets his friend to a girl named Ino. "Do you guys saw Shika? We didn't see him from early morning." "Yes, I just walked with him before went to Chiraku. If you see him, tell us, okay?" "Naruto, looks like you have taken advantage to Hinata." She smirked as she glances to the couple. It's not like why you think, Ino." Hinata stuttered as she started blush madly. She started to realize that she didn't act at the moment. She also has been with Naruto for so long. She started to ask herself why she would blush. Hey Kara-chan, why I keep stutter and blushing? I've been with Naruto for so long but I still blushing like this. Hinata asked to the vixen. It is because I used genjutsu on you. I know that people may recognize the changes on you, so I applied it without your approval, she said with cheery tone in her head. Why you didn't tell me? Because you didn't ask. The grin appeared clearly on her face as she continued teasing her partner. You, Hinata growled, make the vixen laugh. Hinata, I must tell you that some of the people have traveled into this time before you. I don't know who, but I can feel their chakra, she said, made Hinata deep further into her thought. Beside me, there have also people who have traveled to this time. It may be an enemy or a friend. Last time I checked, the one can travel to the past just only in Otsutsuki, as she thought. She started to ignoring people around her. Hinata traveled to the past not by accident, yet she willing to. She traveled to the past using her Tensegan after she discovers the technique of it. It cost her a lot of chakra to do that made her chakra drain rapidly. Yet she doesn't realize that the person the vixen talks about is near her all along. Hinata, can you hear me? Naruto waves his hand in front Hinata's face. Hinata. Hinata jumped back as she heard the blonde yelled at her. She looks at the Naruto with a mad face. What? She shouted back. It made the blonde startled. He realized that he just made the heiress out of character. I am so sorry. The blonde calmed himself down and started to talk to the heiress. I actually wanted to invite you to the cinema if you want. His face turned to another place to avoid seeing the heiress' face. He knows the responsibility as an heir is heavy because when he reaches 18 years old he had so many meetings that mostly about his clan and as the last loyal Uzumaki in Konohagakure. As he's standing with putting his crossed hands on the back on his face. She takes his hand and lured him outside. As he saw her face, he sees a gentle smile. He's still impressed that her mood changes easily after her being moody for a while. The last time he remembers her being like this when she is older, but it can't be she also the one. So what are we waiting for? She said. The blonde smiled, then walks together to the cinema to watch some movies. Meanwhile with Sasuke. Yesterday I meet Gaara. He said that he and Shikaku come from the future, said the Nara while leaning on the tree. Is he convinced you? Asked Sasuke, who sits on the grass opposite to Shikamaru. Yeah, he convinced me. He told me that I married her sister Temari and have a son named Shikadai. He also told me that I am so dumb to realize that she has feelings on me since we were younger. Shikamaru sighed while suppressing his embarrassment when remember his younger days with Temari that always has feelings with him. Enough with talking, let's spar. This will be more troublesome if we talk about this. Shikamaru rises from his place and walks towards the more clear space to have spar with the Uchiha. Sasuke follows Shikamaru with grin on his face, knowing that the meaning of troublesome he said earlier. It's just troublesome for you, you know. His friend smiled in defeat with a shrug. As they found the place to have a spar, Shikamaru pulled out a coin from his pocket and put it on his palm. As the coin reaches the ground, we will start the match. He gave instructions to Sasuke, who looks forward for the spar. I will not give you any chances, Nara. Sasuke pulled out his kunai in the same time with Shikamaru. The two of them locked their eyes to each other and walked slowly in the circle. As Shikamaru threw the coin to the sky, they stopped waiting. The coin dropped to the ground. The aura between them is intense. For the normal people, or even normal animals, they would run away because of the killing intent were too strong, yet the time-traveled partner doesn't have affected by the killing intent showed by each other. When the coin reaches the ground, the Uchiha in flash intercept the Nara, who blocks Uchiha's kunai with his. The Uchiha jumped back instantly after saw a shadow move towards him. The Uchiha made some hand seals. Katan, Kakaku no Jutsu. Then a fireball came out from his mouth which it lightened the dark place in the forest. His opponent avoided his attack by using his shadow as his protection. The heat still can be felt, even the shadow around his body wrapped him like armor. Sasuke intercepts Shikamaru again. This time he pours some chakra to the kunai to make a sword that made of chakra of his own. Shikamaru blocked the sword with his armor of shadow, then kicked the Uchiha that made him fly. Instantly when he reached the ground, he unhesitatingly regained his balance with his blade support him. Why how'd he realize Shikamaru's clone have put the kunai at the Uchiha's neck that made Nara is the obviously a winner. Looks like I win, Uchiha. Sasuke grinned, looks at Shikamaru, made Shikamaru saw a pair of Sharingan activates. The Nara realized that now that the winner is him, all along he now trapped in the genjutsu made by him. As the illusion of Sasuke faded, the real Sasuke appeared behind the Nara and put his kunai at his neck, made the Nara the most genius people in Konoha forfeit. Naruto POV. It's been 2 months since we traveled to this time, yet nothing seems abnormal. It also takes time for me to train myself to ignore every villager that give me some hateful stare, not like I didn't know why. I know they hate the Kyuubi, not me, still they can't find the difference between the jailer and the prisoner. What a bad day. You know, I felt that they are dumber than you are, a feral animalistic voice say in Jinchuriki mind. For once you've awakened, I agree with you. Flashback. Naruto. 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 I awake from my sleep after having a nightmare. My body was heavily sweating, even my cloth were soaked by it. I pulled out my shirt, shows my half-naked body, and walked to the window, seeing the dark sky. It was in the middle of the night. The stars and moon compete for each other to show their pride by lightening the darkest sky. It was silent because everyone is still sleeping except me. I gazed to the skies and watched the beauty of the night to calm myself from the nightmare that I just having. That voice is calling my name, yet the voice is familiar, it can't be Kurama. Kurama, Kurama. No, respond him. Let me get into my mindscape. In the mindscape, Naruto approaches the giant cage with a tagged seal in the door of the cage. The cage was so large of the cell bar is more than my own. I look around my own mindscape, it looks like a sewer. When I approach the cage, I see nothing, only darkness, so I walk around to see if I could see him. For hours, I find him but nothing. In the end, it made me anxious. The Kyuubi was gone. That is not I afraid about. The real problem is that I was afraid that this old Kyuubi may be unleashed and terrorize the village. Suddenly, I heard the stepping sound from inside the cage. Kurama, is that you? I ask. I heard the sound was close, but it isn't what I had in my mind. First of all, I can examine from the sound that the creature that comes close to me is small, while Kurama used to be large, that even the closest he steps I could feel the vibration. I can see Fox from the shadow of the cage. It fills me with enthusiasm to meet an old friend. The fox walks closely until I could see his face. The small stood fox in front of me with 9 tails. It surprises me more when he said, "Yes, what it is, Naruto." It made me speechless. I looked to the fox with shock. My mind was blank like the void. The voice was feminine, is supposed to be he, not she. The vixen looks at me with a grin while waving her tails just to wait for me to respond. After a moment, I finally calming myself down, I look up to see that the fox still waving her tails and still in the same pose just before. I finally get enough energy to speak after having a heart attack from an early age. "Are you Kurama?" "Yes, I'm Kurama. What do you want with me?" "I thought you was male." I stuttered, didn't believe the fact that his best friends was a girl all along. "Oh, you mean male version of me? Wait for a minute." The vixen, who also known as Kurama, went to the dark side of the cage hurriedly. I heard a whisper but still can't hear it clearly. "AHH, why do you have to do that?" Kurama said. I definitely confident that this voice none other than Kurama itself. "Naruto is outside the cage asking for you." "Naruto?" Kurama walks towards me until I can see him stood at the edge of the cage, looks at me with a big grin on his face. "It's been a while, Naruto," he said. "It's good to see you, old friend." "Hey, what happened? How do you have a sister? How do you get here?" "Don't be so eager. I will tell you everything that happened after you die." Kurama laying on the floor. "While you tell him a story, I will go back to my container. Goodbye." With that, Kurama disappeared. "This would be a long story," he sighed. "After you and Shikamaru found dead, the villagers seek protection from another nation, while your son Boruto continuing his training with Sasuke. Hinata, on another hand, become my Jinchuriki and put half of my chakra inside of your daughter to strengthen her abilities and senses. All of the nations agreed to work together to defeat Kawaki and his followers. After 3 years, the alliance had succeeded in suppressing Kawaki's forces until Otsutsuki came. This time Otsutsuki not came alone, yet with a large battalion of an army. The battle soon becomes a war. The war was now called the Fifth Great War. It was a massacre. Even the civilian and even some daimyo fight in the war. Hinata and your child also joined the war, yet Sasuke died killed by one of the Otsutsuki generals. Fortunately, Boruto and Kawaki managed to kill the king of the Otsutsuki with the help of some traitors from the inside. The war finally ended, left the world with a deep scar. The age of shinobi still exists, yet with some technological advances. Unfortunately, most of the population have been decreased rapidly. Boruto and Himawari died due to the old age, while Hinata becomes an immortal after awakens the Tensegan, watching the human civilization fall and rise. After hundreds of years, human almost extinct as the Otsutsuki decide to launch an attacking human. Most of the Otsutsuki allies, are also known as Hagoromo clan, died. Hinata and I have no choice except to time travel at the moment she is again in. For you and your friends, I don't know. Kurama finished explained. Still that not explained, how do you have a sister? I ask. That because of the effect when we traveled to this time, it made me split into 2. Kurama explained. One of it sealed inside of you while the other in your mate. She meets me 2 weeks ago. She said that she just arrived with Hinata. He said. Wait, you said 2 weeks ago, right? Yes, that what I said, why? He looks at me with concern. 2 weeks ago, I went date with Hinata. Now this explains everything why she isn't blushing and faint anymore. He chuckled after heard what I said. Now I want to go back to sleep, he said, his eyes started to close. I changed the environment in the mindscape from the sewer to the forest with a large waterfall to make the landscape more peaceful. Goodbye. With that I went out from my own mindscape and continue sleep. Flashback end. I eat ramen in my own clean apartment. This time with the help of Hinata. The environment in my apartment seems friendlier. In front of me, there have a man with darker orange hair in the late 20s wears a brown t-shirt and black long pants eats sushi. Of course, he none other than Kurama. A knock at the door was so loud made everyone hear. I rushed to the door and opened up to see Hinata with another girl who has red hair with my mother hairstyle. It looks like we didn't interrupt, right, Naruto-kun? Hinata and the girl walks into the apartment with a plastic bag in both hands. Why you didn't told me that you have returned to the past? I looks at my wife, hoping she has a strong reason for her action. Actually, I also don't know that you also returned. She said maid side, that means the one that knows is them. Kurama. Both of them turned at me with a sweat drop from their faces, knowing that they are the one that should be blamed for keeping this secret. After an hour we all meet in the living room. I and Hinata sit on the same sofa while Kurachan and Kurama sit on another sofa. Now we want to discuss a new name for Kurachan since Kurama has claimed his name, Hinata said. Everyone thinking for a new name that's suitable for female version of Kurama. How about Kaguya? I suggest. No, I don't like it, Kura said. How about Akari? I like that name, Hinata suggests this time. I like that, maybe I will change the name to Akari, the girl now known as Akari said. Good, now I don't have share name with everyone else, it would be nothing but a problem, Kurama said. Everyone nodded. It would be weird to say this, yet we have 2 Kyuubi in this village without Hokage unaware made this village has the largest manpower in the world. Everyone chuckled with Naruto's statement. Akira, how you can enter my mindscape? I glanced at her with enthusiasm. Well, actually I still in Hinata mind, we just made the mental link between you two without you realize when you spend your time with her. I nodded. I didn't realize that maybe I was too excited to be around her. Now what the plan? Should we inform to the Hokage? Hinata said. Everyone looks at her. Yes, we should. I will bring Shika and Sasuke together to Hokage Tower, Naruto told them. In Sunagakure, Hidden Wind Village. 𝐫𝐸𝐴 is in his office reading some paperwork about D-rank mission that had done by the genin from Suna. At the side of his table, there have bunch stack of paper to be viewed and signed by the 𝐫𝐸𝐴. For him, his true enemy, demon and unavoidable threat is the paperwork itself, since the Kage must lead the village by completing this paperwork. Damn this paperwork, I would rather go to battle than read all these damn things, he muttered. Then, the knock from door filled the silence in 𝐫𝐸𝐴's room. Come in, he said, yet the door not open. I have no time to waste, come in now. The 𝐫𝐸𝐴 stand and walks to the door with anger to someone who fooling around with him. He opened the door, yet no one was seen. He closed the door, turned to his desk just to be seen by a figure who wears a black cloak that covered around his body, and a snake-shaped mask covered his face. Who are you? How dare you enter my office without my permission? 𝐫𝐸𝐴 threatened him. He appeared behind the mysterious man by using Shushin and stabbed him with a kunai on his chest. Unfortunately, the kunai doesn't pierce his skin. He kicked the 𝐫𝐸𝐴 that made him thrown to the wall. The man walks slowly to 𝐫𝐸𝐴 while he coughs some blood from his mouth. The man suddenly stops. He looks at his feet that have been engulfed in the sand. He glanced back to his opponent who has gone from the last moment he saw him. He turned to his back and seen a coffin made by sand trapped him tightly with no hope to escape. 𝐫𝐸𝐴 holds the coffin together with focusing all of his chakras to the sand to form most indestructible sand coffin. He knows that his opponent is more powerful than him as he realizes that he just using not more than half of his strength. The coffin started to crack. He almost suffered by chakra exhaustion. His body felt numb. The sand coffin cracks more. He uses all of his energy to force his enemy to stay in the coffin. He hopes for reinforcement to come, but no one came. In the end, coffin was destroyed completely by his opponent. He dashes to 𝐫𝐸𝐴 with a kunai in his hands and injured him with his kunai. The 𝐫𝐸𝐴 barely evade his attack. He jumped back, yet he can't stand properly and fell to the floor. His body can't even move and his eyes so numb to stay open. He stares at the man who fights with him earlier, takes off his mask and showed him his face with a snake-like skin. He concentrates his eyesight to his face as he barely remembers seeing his face before. Instantly, he realizes the identity of this man. "You're Kabuto, the apprentice of Orochimaru the Snake Sannin. Why attack me? I thought we have formed an alliance." He growled to the snake apprentice with hostility in his eye. "It's true that we have formed an alliance, but unfortunately my master was defeated by me. Not only that, I will use this village as a puppet to get me a new body in Uchiha from the Leaf Village by launching the counterattack during the Chunin exam. With that I will have Sharingan and become the most powerful shinobi in the world," he explained to the now dying 𝐫𝐞𝐻, who fights for his survival. "Oh, I forgot, even you can escape from me. You will die by the poison that I coated with my kunai. How dare you!" The 𝐫𝐞𝐻 growled, looks to Kabuto with his intent to kill him. Kabuto smiled sadistically to the 𝐫𝐻. He changes his form similar 𝐫𝐻 and walks out from the office. The unknown nin appeared before Kabuto and bowed to him. "Tossed him to the nearby forest. It would be futile to waste your energy to kill because I had poisoned him." Kabuto ordered the nin, and the nin disappeared with the dying 𝐫𝐻. The sky was blue, filled with the cloud with various shape. It was shining in Konoha. The scenery was beautiful, calm and peace from the Hokage monument. The flower blooms beautifully after it had been raining for days. The people do their usual life routine. People going to work, yet ninja going for a mission and guard the border to ensure citizen of Konoha safe from any threat. At the hill we see our favorite characters watching the sky in awe and calm. The blonde, the prodigy and the genius laying the grass side by side watching the cloud in the sky instead of training. "Hey Naruto, I think he should go now because Kakashi may have a mission for you," said Shikamaru. "Nah, he always late by giving some dumb excuses that he copied from his old teammate Obito just because he was too distracted by that orange book." Naruto crossed his arm on the back and continued relaxing. "Naruto, do you think that the third will trust us?" asked Sasuke. Flashback. "Hello Gigi." Naruto entered the Hokage office with Hinata, Kurama and Akari. He sees Shikamaru, Sasuke and Sakura are already here. He puzzled as he sees Sakura. "Sakura, why are you here?" he asked. Hinata also looks at her, waiting for the answer. "I remember everything from the future, Naruto," she answered. Her face remains calm. He looks at her, recognized that she cut her hair short and wears fingerless gloves. Her attire was similar when she became Tsunade apprentice. Well, there is no need for her to prove herself, he thought after seeing all evident. Hokage coughed to get attention from the kids in his office. Little he knows that the kids were actually an adult who once participated in the Great War. "Naruto, now tell me why all of you are inside my office and who is two children that stands beside you, Naruto?" Hokage watched at Naruto with massage his eyes bag. "Gigi, you may not believe us, but we came from the future," Naruto said. Makes Hokage looks at him with disbelief. He thought that this is just a prank, yet Hokage has no mood for getting prank as he's still a pile of paperwork to finish. "Naruto, I don't have time for your prank. You are a ninja, so please behave like a ninja." He continues to his paperwork, ignoring the genin in front of him. "My father was the fourth, Namikaze Minato, the Yellow Flash, and my mother named is Uzumaki Kushina, also known as the Red Death. Is that enough proof?" Hokage was shocked after hearing Naruto's claim, yet that was a truth he hiding from Naruto. He questions himself, how does he get those S-rank information? "How do you know such that information? It's not possible." "It's the truth, Hokage-sama," Hinata told the Hokage without a stutter. Hokage looks at the genin in front of him, nodded simultaneously. Hokage doesn't any sense any childish behavior, yet they all serious about this matter, so he decides to listen to them. "If you are from the future, why came to my office?" "We want to warn you about Tsuna's betrayal, and they will invade Konoha during the final of Chunin exam," Shikamaru said. Then, Shikamaru explained everything that happened during the invasion based on his memory. "Is that the only thing that you want? Warn me," Hokage said, belief in Shikamaru's words. "Not only that, Hokage-sama, Danzo's still keeping Root operational in secret," Sasuke said with a stern face. "That sneaky bastard still keeps Root from me, I see," Hokage thought and glanced back to the genin. "How much do you know about your brother Sasuke and your heritage, Naruto?" he asked to the two kids with the guilt. "Everything," they said simultaneously. Hokage stared at the floor and sighed. He knows that what he did was wrong, yet he also are the one to blame that made two kids lives in insufferable environment. The one is an orphan that had been kicked from the orphanage since 4 and hated by the village itself. The other one, seeing his clan massacred by his beloved older brother, left him scared and broken. From that dark day, he becoming an avenger seeks only to kill his only brother. This is the sin he will never get apologized and forgot by them too. Naruto looks at the Hokage, he sighed. If you want to get apology, you will never get it, yet we will forgive you if you listen to us and take action to prevent this invasion, and some will occur in the future as well. There is more? Yeah, such as Akatsuki invasion, the fourth great ninja war that have been caused by none other than Madara himself. For a while Hokage listened to his explanation about the war, and the invasion it took for him to absorb all the information given. Thank you, and all of you, I will make a plan to prevent the invasion from now on. Wait, there is more we want to tell you, Hinata said. What it is, Hinata? Gaara, the son of Kazekage, also from the future, so he is our allies as well, and the two person beside Naruto is Kurama and Akira. Well, they are actually the Kyuubi, Hinata explained. Hokage stunned when he heard this. Naruto, Shikamaru and Sasuke chuckled watching Hokage's shocked face while the girls trying to suppress their giggles. So we have. Yep. Kyuubi. Yep. Strongest. Yes, we have the strongest manpower village in the world, and they can walk freely while most of the power is still inside their own Jinchuriki. Naruto explained to the helpless Hokage, who still can't remain calm after absorbing the unexpected information from the blonde and his friends. I'm too old for this shit. All of the genin chuckled heard the Hokage claim. Flashback ended. Of course he will believe us, the blonde said with a grin form on his face. Well, I'm so sorry to interrupt your vacation, but I believe you two must follow me now. The three of them stiffened, turned to the source of the unknown voice. They saw a man with gray spiky hair that defies gravity, wears a mask and hitaite that covered his left eye and his mouth and nose. He smiled watching them three looks on him with the sweat dropped from their face. Ah, Kakashi-sensei, how are you? The blonde rubbed his face showing his grin. I'm fine, Naruto, but all of you will not. He said the aura surrounding the gray-haired Jonin was so black make Naruto and Sasuke shivered. At the training ground, 3 was shown by the sun. There the pink-haired girl leaning underneath the tree with her eyes closed waiting for her teammate and her sensei to come. She opened her eyes as she heard a footstep came nearby. She saw her teammates and her sensei walking together to her. You're late. What are you doing, sensei? You supposed to be our example. She angered at her teacher. Sorry, Sakura-chan, I just lost at the road of life just now and found these two. The two of her teammate turned to avoid the gaze of his teacher. Let me guess, they practicing. Yeah, practice to be lazy. Kakashi narrowed his eyes to the two of his students. Sakura facepalm stared at them with disbelief. Would you always late, so we kill some with another activity other than practice? Naruto said. Okay, I will attend earlier from tomorrow. He frowned, accepting his blundered behavior. Let's go to Hokage to receive our mission. They all followed Kakashi to Hokage office to receive the mission. At the Hokage office, Kakashi knocked the door waiting for his superior to answer. Come in, the man from the office said. They all entered the office, and as usual our blonde immediately acting like his old childish behavior. He walks into the office waving with his big cheery grin on his face. Gigi, Naruto shouted. Naruto, good to see you here. Can we have C rank mission? I don't want D rank because it's so boring. Hokage-sama, I believe they are ready for C rank mission. If you say so, Kakashi, I will give them. Naruto smiled widely as he heard Hokage accept his request. Sasuke and Sakura just smiled. Little that their sensei knows that they will actually get A rank mission. Hokage pulled out a piece of paper from one of the stacks and looks at the paper. I believe that this mission is suitable for your team, Kakashi. He handed the paper to Kakashi. Kakashi elaborately reads the paper. Guarding duty, he muttered. I believe this way your team will be experiencing the life at the outside of the village and learn to work as a team against bandits, or the threat, Hokage said. He knows that they all can handle it even though they are S-class nukenin. Tazuna, you can come in. The door opened to see a drunk old man walks into the office. He observes the ninja that will be his bodyguard. He looks at them with frown. Is these kids will be my bodyguard? They are hopeless, even bandit can kill them easily, especially the blonde one, Tazuna said. Naruto angry with Tazuna because called themselves weak, yet they knew it was quite opposite. Tazuna, you will be accompanied by these 3 genins and 1 jonin guard you to Land of Waves. Tazuna was relieved when he said he will be accompanied by a jonin that will guard him to his homeland. Little that he knows, the Hokage looks at him with worry. He knows that he hiding something, yet that's why he entrusted Team 7 to go with him. Team 7 will be going tomorrow to be accompanied by Tazuna while he finished built a bridge. Dismissed, Hokage said with a stern tone. The Team 7 and Tazuna replied and dispersed from Hokage Tower. Before Naruto could step from the Hokage office, Hokage called him. Naruto, come here, we have matter to discuss. What it is, Hokage-sama? Hiruzen eyes wide hearing his friend child called him with the title. It would be uncharacteristic for him to have manners in front of him. Naruto, did you realize that Tazuna didn't tell us everything? Yes, I realize that, but don't worry, we can handle it. He shows his fox grin to Hokage made him smile. I will also send teammate with you as precautions if something has gone wrong. Hokage said. He sits back to his seat and continues his work. The blonde thanks to Hokage and walks outside. He walks calmly to Hyuga mansion, but deep in his heart he actually cheered like a schoolgirl because get to spend time with his young wife. In the early morning, the Hyuga mansion was peaceful. From the outside can be heard the birds chirping from the mansion fills the silence of the mansion. There, the heiress is sleeping peacefully in her room dreaming about his husband and her sleeping together in their bedroom, yet from reality Hinata murmured something frisky that only can be known by the grown-up. Naruto. You're not a morning person, are you? Hinata eyes immediately awake from her blissful sleep. She jumped from her futon and turned back to the unknown guy. She saw a blonde boy with a gray long-sleeved shirt and black long pants. Hinata realizes that this person is Naruto and awe of his new appearance. Naruto, where you get this new clothes? Hinata asked with her face a bit red. I bought it at the clothes store last night. I know that the villagers will charge me with a higher price if I buy these clothes, yet I use henge to change my facial while others part of my body remain the same. He answered. I must admit you look quite hot, but why? Why? It is because of you, my dear. He teased her in a seductive tone. Her face becomes red. She punches lightly to his husband. Stop teasing me. Hinata face form a smile while enjoying her husband teased. He teased her back and again until they had enough. How do you come here? Today the guard schedule was so tight not even a low jonin can pass them. Hinata looks at him hoping that the guard doesn't realize his presence. I made a seal in your room that connected to my apartment. He put his hand on the wall and pumped some chakra to it. The seal immediately appeared on the wall. It glowed in blue and completely faded when Naruto pulled out his hand. Wow, with this I can go to your house secretly without sneak out from the mansion, thank you. She kissed him. Naruto smiled warmly to Hinata and replied. Anything for my wife. Can Byakugan see the seal? I don't want to be questioned by the elder about the seal, it would be annoying. She muttered at the last part. She hates the elder because they still approved of using the caged bird seal on the side branch, and used them as a slave. No, they can't, it can only be seen when tape the chakra on the seal, it is immune to be seen by any dojujutsu, even Rinnegan. He explained. Hinata looks at him with a star in her eyes, who knew that the seals can be so amazing. Knock. 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 The knock startled them. Hinata saw a shadow of a woman from the branch family standing opposite from the door. Hinata-sama, it's time to wake up. Hi, Hinata replied. The woman from earlier walked away from Hinata's room as she heard the reply. Naruto and Hinata let out a relief sigh. Well, I must go prepared for the long trip with you to the land of wave, she said. The blonde wailed from her futon and walks to his home through the seal that he made in her room. Then I'll be waiting, he said before going through the seal. Time skip. After a while, both teams walk with Tazuna to the land of wave through the forest. Both of their sensei walk behind them and being near Tazuna to guard against the enemy from behind. Psst, Kurenai, did you realize something about the kids beside two of your team? Kakashi whispered to Kurenai, who gives him questioning looks. Nothing, what's wrong with them? She replied. Kakashi looks narrowed his eyes at her and said, They didn't act like when their own age, and more interesting is Sakura didn't act like a fangirl, yet Sasuke I speak more often with her. Kurenai eyes widened. Now I realize Hinata also didn't stutter and shy anymore, especially to Naruto. Speak of Naruto, he also becoming less loud and outspoken. Kakashi nodded in understatement with her. Yet how do you know that they didn't act like they supposed to be? She asked. I actually made a research about it, and none of it matches. For an example, Sakura and Sasuke act like an old couple. I found out when she and Sasuke went out to shop to bought some matches clothes. And also it made me felt jealous. Kakashi tilted his head away from Kurenai as his face turned slightly red. Kurenai also has the same feelings as Kakashi did. Two of them been a single for a long time yet didn't found a single soulmate. Are you still observe them? She asked as her red face began to fade to normal. Yes, I still observe them with this book that I just bought. He raised his hand showing an orange book and title written 𝐫𝐞𝐬𝐿 Paradise. Kurenai winks at Kakashi when he shows her that damn book to her. She muttered that can only be heard by him. Kakashi, if you read that book on the mission with me again, I will burn it until nothing of it remains. With a growl in her voice. He looks at her seriously and sighed. He pulled out the orange cover of the book written by the famous Jiraiya and to be shown a brown book with a title parent's care. Oh, that only what out from her mouth. She feels guilty to Kakashi when she didn't realize that damn disgusting book just only a cover. I'm so sorry, Kakashi, that I didn't realize that the thing is just only for cover. She apologizes to Kakashi. He looks at her with no trace of anger on his face. He said, "It doesn't matter, after all, you are not the only one." They all stay quiet and pay attention to their surrounding. After a moment, Kakashi rolled his eyes at both sides just to be cautious. Yet, Kakashi didn't spot any abnormal. Still, the higher chance of enemy to appear are high because of their surrounding area filled with thick forest that made an enemy, or even bandit, have higher success to attack and escape. Thanks to his experience, when he and Anbuit help him a lot. He heard footsteps from the forest, yet he didn't act as he knows. He keeps walks and pretending while observing the enemy find out their location, without telling his teammates or even companion. "Hey Sasuke, do you have any plan when staying in Tazuna?" Sakura asks Sasuke, who keep quiet for a long time. "Actually, no, we can train and fool around when Kakashi and Kurenai disappear from our sight." Smirk form on his face, giving the pink-haired a slight joy respond. "I'm sorry for interrupting you two, but Land of Wave is still under Gado's control, so don't." Naruto appeared at their back, smiling to them. They know that he takes pleasure from ruining their plan. After all, he was once a Hokage. "Naruto, do not do that, you ruined their mood." Hinata gives him a pouted face. "Sorry, Hina, it can't be helped." "Then, no ramen for you. I can survive without it," Naruto said bluntly, gives everyone a shocked face save for Shino, Kiba, Kurenai and Kakashi because they didn't pay attention. Naruto said earlier. "Are you really Uzumaki Naruto, a husband of mine?" she asked, still stunned with Naruto respond earlier. "Yes, the one and only one." He smirked to his wife and his friend. He walks faster, and leaving his friend speechless. The first one that got out from the shock is Sasuke, followed by Hinata and Sakura. They all looked at the boy who just got rid his Kill Me orange jacket earlier walks ahead of them. "I can't believe he say that," Hinata said, knowing that Naruto never say no to ramen, and her worst nightmare become true. She doesn't know want to be glad or worried seeing her husband has a change of heart. "Said from the ranked one unpredictable ninja," Sakura said. Sasuke gives her a nod for a reply. "We have company," shouted Kakashi. Made every ninja that guard Tazuna raise their guard to their surrounding. Byakugan, Hinata used her bloodline immediately to scan their team surrounding. Notice that they are 10 bandits in total, 5 from in front, 3 from the right and 2 from behind. "Kurenai-sensei, they have 10 bandits and also they surround us." Kurenai nodded, hearing Hinata's statement. Kurenai pulled out her kunai and intercept the enemy that approached her. She slices his throat easily after applied a genjutsu to the enemy earlier. She observes the fallen enemy that laying beneath her. This isn't a bandit but a Chunin. Back to Sasuke, he jumps before the shuriken hit him. He looks at the one throw the shuriken earlier. "I see you are quite talented at your age, kid, yet you are not skilled enough," the bandit said and pulled out his kunai from his pocket and make a defense stance. "We will see about that," Sasuke said as he gripped his kunai tightly in his defense pose. The two of them dashed towards each other and created a metallic sound as their kunai clashed together. Sasuke kicks the bandit on his stomach, made him spit some of his saliva. Sasuke jumped to have some distance from his opponent, who scowled at him. "How dare you!" He immediately made a hand sign Suetun, Mizurappa, and throw a wave of water from his mouth. Sasuke without hesitation jumped to the nearest branch and dashed towards him from above. Katon, Gokaku no Jutsu. Sasuke throw a fireball to the bandit. The bandit didn't have time to evade the upcoming jutsu, yet he hit by the fireball and thrown to the tree. The bandit now laying unconscious beneath the tree. Without hesitation, the blue high-collar genin helped his other teammates. Back to the others, Naruto uses his Kage Bunshin to defeat 2 bandit, while Hinata using her gentle fist. Sakura just using her punch to defeats the enemy. It gave shiver to Kiba. As all of the bandit had been defeated, Kurenai walks to gray-haired Jonin. "Kakashi, did you realize that they aren't bandit?" He nodded, looking at the fallen bandit. "They aren't bandit but demon brother, the ninja works for Zabuza." Kurenai's eyes widened when he mentioned Zabuza. This is bad. This mission have turned into a level, she thought. "Tazuna, you have some explanation about this?" Tazuna swallowed some saliva in fear, knowing that this could be happened sooner. He explained it all to them, each details that they needed. "That ninja is sent by Gado himself. Gado have mercilessly tortured people to get money from us. Please help my country. We were too poor to pay for an A-rank mission. This is just our only hope. As we finish the bridge, we will have trade with Konoha." Kakashi sighed. "How about you guys? If we continue, this mission would be life and death situation." "I'm in," Naruto said. Sasuke nodded. "I'm in," Sakura said. "How about your team, Kurenai?" "They also agree," respond Kurenai. Kakashi sighed again, knowing that this will be hard for them as a teacher to protect their student, yet little he knows that some of them are exceeds from Kage level. They continues walk to land of wave even knowing the risk. The teams become more aware after the early encounter. Sakura saw the bunny. She grabs the bunny, hug it closer to her chest and rub her fur. It didn't last long as 𝐫𝐞 appear from behind and scaring them. 𝐫𝐞, don't scare the bunny. She frowned at 𝐫𝐞. What, it's fun that way, yet that bunny can be our dinner, 𝐫𝐞 said. Unknown to them, Kakashi, Naruto and Sasuke found some odd on that bunny. It's summer today, why the bunny fur was white, it can't be, Kakashi thought. Naruto, you see that? Sasuke whispered. Yeah, I see, that means someone near, Naruto whispered back to Sasuke. Kakashi stopped. Everyone looks at Kakashi and have a same question on their mind as why Kakashi stopped all of a sudden. Kakashi looked up and said, I know you here, come out or I force you. Naruto, Sasuke and Sakura knows what he meant because this is their second time yet for Hinata. Kurenai and Shino guards up while 𝐫𝐞 still puzzled about what happened. A figure come out from his hiding place and stand on the branch in front of them. Well, now I know why my ninja killed easily, because Konoha has sent out their greatest ninja to guard him. You are 𝐫𝐞𝐻 Momochi, one of the 7 ninja swordmen of the mist. Kurenai gasped as he recognized him. 𝐫𝐞 was frightened while Shino still calm. Wow, my reputation precedes me. He gives her a low chuckle. What are you doing here? Kakashi asked. I am here to kill that bridge builder. Well, I can't let you do that. Kakashi pulled out his kunai and gripped his kunai in front of his chest. Then we will fight. However, it's an honor to meet you, Kakashi knows Sharingan. It's an honor to meet you, Kakashi knows Sharingan. Sharingan? Why does he have it? Isn't the one that can have Sharingan just only in Uchiha? 𝐫𝐞 surprised when saw Kakashi hidden red eyes that finally revealed to everyone. Looks like the show begins, said Kurama in his mind. His jailer nodded. 𝐫𝐞 jumps from the branch and landed on the water and made a sign. Hidden mist jutsu. Made the mist started to appear surround them. This is bad, Kurenai wary to her surrounding, knowing that this would be difficult to fight someone in the mist. The students formed a ring around Tazuna to protect him from 𝐫𝐞 with their kunai on their hands while Hinata in her juken stance. Kakashi floating on the water, finding 𝐫𝐞, hoping that he didn't after Tazuna and his students. The mist suddenly becomes thicker. He made a hand sign and focused all of his chakras. Later, he released some of his chakra to dispel the mist, made them all have a clear sight. Kurenai sees 𝐫𝐞 at behind Kakashi. The moment he started to stab Kakashi, Kurenai yelled, Kakashi, behind you! Kakashi immediately sliced his neck before he could injure him, yet it's not the blood that got out from his neck, instead water. Damn, Mizubun Shin, water clone. The real 𝐫𝐞 jumped out from the water, slashing his signature sword to the lake, made a large wave headed to them. Kakashi was caught off his guard and got hit by the giant man-made wave. The others run from got hit by the wave while Naruto saves Tazuna with Shushin when no one busy in saving their lives. He disappeared in smokeless Shunshin and transport him to a near safer place. 𝐫𝐞 run to find Tazuna and finishing his work quickly, yet interrupted by a genjutsu mistress. You're not going anywhere, haven't you? Damn, he muttered. 𝐫𝐞 slashes his sword to Kunoichi, who evades the blade before it hit her. Before the Kunoichi touched the ground, he throws his shuriken rapidly to her, yet she blocked all of it with ease. Damn, he's skilled even more than me. Even though she blocks all of the shuriken, yet she still felt blows from his shuriken throwing. Her hands have blocked her sight as she tried to block the shuriken. When she put down her hands and seeing that 𝐫𝐞 has gone. Where is he? Wondered the genjutsu mistress running on the lake, hoping that she would him. Back to Sakura, she, Hinata and Sasuke found Naruto and Tazuna in the middle forest no far from the road that they just walked for a moment ago. Dobe, where are 𝐫𝐞 and Shino? Sasuke asked the blonde boy. I don't know, but I will find them now, he answered. He jumps to a tree to another tree, hoping to find his friends. Where's 𝐫𝐞? Pinky asked. I don't know, Kakashi and Kurenai maybe fight him. He shrugged. I don't think that Kurenai can beat him, said the dark blue-haired girl. Let's pray that we didn't have to fight him seriously like a Jonin level in front our teammate and sensei, or else we could change more in this timeline that we should, Sasuke said. The two of them nodded. Ui, did you miss me? The childish voice came from behind of them. The one who appeared was 𝐫𝐞 and Shino walking towards them uninjured. Shino walking behind him silently, still in his emotionless face. 𝐫𝐞𝐫 is safe. Hinata act like a shy, timid girl back with tapping her fingers together. Sasuke and Sakura also wear their own mask. Just this time their attitudes are quite less fangirl and a bit avenger. Of course I am. If I didn't survive, how I want to become your husband, he proclaimed with his big grin on his face while both of his hand on his waist. Damn, I forgot how annoyed 𝐫𝐞 was when he's still a kid, Hinata said aloud in her head, released all of her emotion. Wow, I feel like wanted to kick his face and to force him to eat dirt. She annoyed at 𝐫𝐞𝐻 when he self-proclaimed that Hinata is his future wife, yet little he knows that he had angered two alpha female. 𝐫𝐞𝐻, where have you been? Sakura asked. Oh, we hid behind the rock over there. He pointed his finger to the big rock in the thick jungle that can barely see from their place. Where's Naruto? I don't see him with you. 𝐻𝐸. Before Hinata finished answering, she has been interrupted by Sasuke. We didn't see him after we split up. The Sharingan wielder walks away from them and said, I will find the dobe you stayed here and guard Tazuna. He continues, walks away and vanished from their sight. Damn Uchiha, I know what I will do, don't boss me around. 𝐫𝐞𝐻 annoyed. Naruto POV. I jump from tree to tree, hope that I will find Kurenai-sensei and Kakashi-sensei, yet it's been 10 minutes yet I still didn't found them. I stop, search them for a moment and rest on the tree. I look at my leg, see the gravitational seal is still active on my feet. I pulled my orange jacket zip down to let the air cooling my body. That feel refreshing. Hey kid, do you want my help this time? With my chakra you can easily censor 𝐫𝐴𝐵𝐵 in the not longer than a second. Kurama offered his help to the tired Jinchuriki. Don't worry Kurama, I can handle this. Besides, if I use my true power, I will get integrated by Kakashi, Kurenai, or even Anko shivering when he remembered that snake mistress. Later, after have some rest, I stand on the branch of the tree. Continue search in the forest, yet he sense a person from behind. I tilt my head a bit, at the point I can see my back. I saw 𝐫𝐴𝐵𝐵 behind with wielding his famous sword following me. I just play along and let him hunt me. He suddenly shoots in front of me and slashes his sword. I must admit it, he actually surprised me. I dumped myself to evade from cutting into half. I kick him on his stomach, made him fall to the ground. What is this? A demon has been defeated by mere Genin. What would you want to say, your superior? I scoffed. Huh, that just a pure luck. He stand back and charge his sword at me. I picked out my kunai and intercept him. I throw a smoke bomb at 𝐫𝐴𝐵𝐵, hope that can distract 𝐫𝐴𝐵𝐵 for a while. I charge at him when he was caught off guard. Unfortunate, he parry my attack with his large sword. Damn, I cursed. He swing his large sword to me before I have time evade it. I blocked it with my only kunai in my hand. The swing gave me a blow, it thrown me to the tree behind me. Neither to be hit by the tree, I thrust kunai to the ground to slow down from getting hit by the tree and get some bones breakings. I throw some shuriken to 𝐫𝐴𝐵𝐵. He stands himself with consciously let the wider side of his blade hit his sword. Unfortunately, the shuriken pass him, none of it hit him. Ha, it's look like you wasted your shuriken for nothing, kid. He said, a small grim smile on his face. Who said it was for nothing? Little he knows that I set a trap for him. I smirk at him, who is clueless. The shuriken explode behind him, thrown towards me. I give him a powerful kick to his stomach and send him to the sky. Wow, no wonder that he will fall for that. Actually, I have many tricks to use at him, yet he gone. As expected from Hokage, Kurama said, and later he back to sleep. Hinata POV. It's been hours since Sasuke go away to find Naruto. I know that he didn't because Naruto can back on his own. I turned my head to my left and saw Kurenai, Kakashi, Naruto and Sasuke walking to us. Okay, 𝐫𝐴𝐵𝐵 have been defeated and we have secured the path to Land of Wave, Kurenai said. If we got there, where we have to stay? Asked 𝐫𝐞𝐻. I will offer you a place in my home. At my place have plenty of empty rooms, Tazuna answered sincerely. We walk until we reach his home. In the cave in the deep forest, there a man who has a bandage on his hand sitting in the cave alone. Then a figure came to him with some herbs on his hand. You got hurt that badly by some kids there, sensei, you've gotten soft. A feminine voice came from the figure. Their sensei are quite strong, yet that blonde is cunning as well. He really beat me, 𝐫𝐴𝐵𝐵 commented. Still you are becoming soft, 𝐫𝐴𝐵𝐵. The girl sneered, gave him a sly smile. If you knew. He having a flashback of the battle earlier. Flashback. 𝐫𝐴𝐵𝐵 was thrown into river after having a battle with that blonde. Damn, that boy good, he concentrate his chakra to his feet, made him can walk on the water. A shuriken was thrown to him, he evades and looked to his attacker. He saw Kakashi who running towards him, he swing his sword horizontally to Kakashi, made him cut half. Yet he burst into water. Mizabun Shin how? He muttered skeptically. I see you don't realize that Sharingan allows you to copy ninjutsu. Kakashi appeared beside him. Katan, 𝐫𝐞𝐻 no jutsu. A fireball spit from his mouth on the way to hit 𝐫𝐴𝐵𝐵𝐵. 𝐫𝐵𝐵𝐵 blocked it with his giant sword, yet he didn't realize that it's just an illusion. The real one was coming from behind him. He now spot that the real one was from behind. How? It can't be. He noticed that a woman stood far away from him. Of course, genjutsu. He was too tired to get away from that fireball. He got hit by the fireball and hurled into the sky once more. He feels like deja vu. He felt an itch from his back. He placed his hand on the back and felt a paper that stick behind him. He pulled the paper and read "𝐫𝐞𝐦𝐤". He turned his head until can see his back and saw a paper seal and a seal also on his skin. "That brat, I will kill you for this," he later experiencing a pain that he had never felt before. The large amount of electricity from the seal flows through his body. Gives him an experience and a painful memory that he will never forget. The rest of it, the Jonin chase him and his partner pretend to be Anbu from Kurigakakir fetch him and led him to present. Flashback ended. "That damn brat blonde really got me." Zabuza muttered tiredly. He watches the night sky from the cave. At Tazuna house, Hinata sit outside to watch the sky by herself. The tears of her fall to her cheek noticed by her young husband. "What's wrong, 𝐸𝐼?" he asked. "Nothing," she put a fake smile. "Don't lie to me, I know that you hide something, just tell me it's something wrong." He sits beside her, concerns about her wife. "I miss Boruto and Himawari. I miss them too, you know." Naruto kissed her forehead passionately. He pulled her closer to him and put his hand on her shoulder. "I hope 𝐫𝐞𝐵 doesn't see us, otherwise I'll be dead," he thought. Later, Sasuke come from behind and said, "Naruto, it's time for bed, we need to move." He pushed his wife gently. "Sorry, 𝐸𝐼, looks like I must go now." "Don't worry, Naruto-kun, it's okay." "Hey guys, it's time for bed," Sakura shouted from the window. They all entered the house and went to their own room. In the next morning, Naruto wakes up from his blissful sleep. He goes bath and dressed in his orange jacket and his black shirt with long orange pants, walks from his room and found Sasuke. They two go to eat and walk to the forest to train their chakra control. They may powerful, yet in their undefined body, they have the worst chakra control. Sakura and Hinata have trained since little, so their body has been tuned. "Naruto, I will take some rest in home," Sasuke said tiredly. After training for more than hours in the forest, he decides to take rest and leaves Naruto alone. "Okay, I will join you later," he said, continuing his training. "Kurama, how's my chakra control?" he asked his tenant with his thought. I think you may probably exceed to low Jonin level," he replied skeptically. "You have long ways to go." Naruto, satisfied by his achievement. He also decided to rest by leaning himself on the tree near him, yet he found a girl and her yukata walks alone in the forest. This felt like a deja vu, he thought in his head. He walks to the girl and asked, "Hey, what are you doing in this deep forest?" The girl looked at him and replied, "I'm looking some herbs for my patients. Are you a ninja?" "Yes, I am," he said proudly. Unknown to her, he actually observes her by having an attraction. "My name is Haku, yours?" "Naruto, Uzumaki Naruto." Of course, this is Zabuza's so-called tool, yet actually a son that he never had. "Nice to meet you, Naruto." They have some talks and it lasts for several minutes until they realize that it was almost noon. "Hey Naruto, I must go to my patients now, see you later." She walks away from Naruto, heading to her hiding place. "Okay, bye Haku, nice talk with you." He waves his hand to Haku as a goodbye sign. Haku stops for a moment and said, "Oh, I forgot I'm a boy," she said. Then she has gone, his face puzzled. For a while he had used some of his methods like using chakra to know her gender, yet it's still a girl, so he asked Kurama for a confirmation. "Kurama, is she a boy?" "Nope, that human is a female. I have confirmed that she is a girl," he said bluntly. "There have some changes in this timeline after all." He sweats and heads toward Tazuna's place to have lunch. As he got to Tazuna's house to have lunch, he was noticed by Shino and 𝐫𝐞𝐵. "Naruto, you missed the lunch, yet Tsunami had left you some on the table," Shino said in a monotone. "Hey Naruto, where have you been? Are you running to Konoha because remember your mother?" he said mockingly. Of course not, 𝐫𝐞𝐵. I'm going to be the Hokage, remember?" Naruto crossed his hand and smirked at 𝐫𝐞𝐵. 𝐫𝐞𝐵 looks disbelieving at him. Like the dead last has chance to be Hokage. If you only knew. He walks away from both of them and having his lunch alone. Meanwhile, Sasuke resting in his room. He was so exhausted as he's spending most of his chakra that is not sealed by Naruto. "This damn seal," he muttered while having a flashback. At Naruto apartment, all of the time traveler including Gaara, who has been transferred to his home using Sasuke Rinnegan. "As for why I called all of you here, I want all of you to apply this seal." Naruto shows the on his arm. "What is this seal, Naruto?" Gaara asked. "It's actually a suppressing seal that will suppress 3/4 of our chakra," he answered. "Do you have any questions?" Naruto asked. They all silent because they know it is for their safety. "Good, now I will teach you all how to apply the seal and you will put the seal on your own." He teach them how to put the seal. Then, they put the seal on their arm and they felt exhausted except Hinata, who just passed out. "What is this? Why we suddenly feel exhausted?" Sasuke asked, barely trying to stand while the others have fallen and laying on the floor. Well, I forgot to told you about the side effect. He rubbed his hair and looked at them with sweat dropped. Why did you become the Hokage at first place? Sasuke sighed while some of them whine as they tried to get used with the seal. Flashback end. Hello, Sasuke. Sakura entered his room and greets Sasuke. Sasuke greets her back and smile as he saw his wife sit beside him. How are you? She asked, concerns about her husband. I'm fine, just practicing my chakra control. Now I'm in high Chunin level. It takes one more day to reach Jonin. So you will get back to your real strength. Yes, if I take off this damn seal, he said, pointing his finger on his seal that he put on his arm. She giggled. Sakura from her cheery face turns gloom suddenly. It made Sasuke worried. Why you worried, my dear? He asked with a caring tone. I just remember Sarada. Who was she married? Is her child have the same face as yours? Where will she live after? Sakura, Sasuke said sternly. He got Sakura attention. Listen to me, I know you worried about her, but how about the others who also have children? There is no parent that is not worried about their children, yet Naruto, Hinata and Shikamaru still stayed strong. So please be strong, Sakura. Okay, I will be Sasuke. Sasuke wiped her tears as he saw her tears flowing through her cheek. Sasuke hugs Sakura gently to calm his wife. Sakura passionately hugs back. As they enjoy the rare moment, yet they interrupt by someone. Hey, sorry to interrupt your lovely moment, but I want to talk something with you. Sasuke and Sakura look at the door and saw Kakashi, who was leaning himself on the wall, watching both of them seriously. How much did you hear? Sakura asked. Everything. Sasuke and Sakura eyes widened. He didn't know what to explain. Damn, he must mask his chakra earlier made him undetected, Sasuke thought in his while searching the right excuses to lie to him. You all are. Sasuke and Sakura looks at Kakashi nervously and gulped. Made me glad. He continues. What? The couple shrieked loudly. I'm glad that I'm not only who was thrown to the past. Living in this era with the knowledge of the future really made feels alone, you know. Kakashi dramatically told them about his dilemma to his student. Since when you arrive here, sensei? Sakura asked. Since before team selection, he said with his happy face. Why didn't you told us? Well, at that time I didn't realize that you also came here because there is no such abnormal around you, so I can say that you all are good actor. Kakashi shrugged, looks at them calmly. Sasuke make a cough that can be heard by two of them. Kakashi allowed me to explain everything, not only us arrived but there many. Sasuke told Kakashi everything from beginning until the end. Kakashi absorbed knowledge like a sponge, made it easier for Sasuke. Kakashi sighed after Sasuke told him everything he knew. He stared at them with emotionless. I must admit all of you are really damn good actor, he said bluntly. Sakura giggled and his husband chuckled lightly. Time skip. At night, Naruto in his room alone with a candle that became his only light source, he sits in front of the table and writing something in his notebook. The door behind him opened and he sees Hinata, who entered the room. Now, she stands beside him and watches her husband writing. Naruto, what are you writing? Some ideas for my new book, he answered. Hinata starting to pale. She worries that he may pick some of his sensei habits during his training. This book is about a boy who, once hated by his village, dreams to become the greatest ninja in the world and become a hero in the end. He explained. He looks at her wife and continues. And don't worry, it doesn't like my old Orange Sensei book. It's more like his gutsy ninja, yet with more improvement, he said bluntly, realizing that her wife was worried about him following his sensei path. Hinata let a relief breath out of her. The idea about this book mostly contained about my experience in another timeline. She looks at Naruto back and asked, Naruto, why does his book be so famous? I mean, it has so much mature rated scene, you know. Well, I don't really get it why I just buy a collection of his book just to remember him, yet his story is mostly unrealistic, especially when about romance scene. Many people actually buy and support his book, not only that, Gigi also support his book too. He ended his explanation. I don't know that Hokage is a pervert, she said with eyes wide, and doesn't believe the fact that the god of shinobi who trained 3 legendary ninjas is actually a pervert. At Konoha, Hiruzen Sarutobi, the 3rd Hokage, sneezes while reading his favorite storybook in his office quietly. I think someone talking back about me. Never mind. In Tazuna house. Hey, don't talk back about Gigi, okay? Besides, you think that I didn't notice the gray book in your wardrobe. Hinata face started to red. You knew. Yeah, I actually impressed. How can a kid have read a book like that at an early age? Not only that, her diary also is only about a certain boy with blonde hair, and the rest I will keep quiet about it. Let's say that she started to read that book since she becomes mature," she said, and blood flows out from her nose, remembering some scene from the Grey storybook. "And they called me a pervert." "We both agree with you, Kid," Kurama said while Akira nodded in their mind. The door suddenly opened, made Hinata snap back to reality. Sasuke entered the room and walks towards the blonde. Naruto doesn't surprise because he knows that he will come. "Dobe, let's go." "Sure, team." He stands up and put his hand on Sasuke's left shoulder. "Going where?" she asked, which gives them a questionable look. "Pay 𝐫𝐴ZA a visit," the blonde answered, and used teleport Sasuke and himself to the cave where 𝐫𝐴ZA hideout by using Hiraishin. At the cave, 𝐫𝐴ZA's hideout. 𝐫𝐴ZA awake from his nap after sensing a powerful chakra user near them. 𝐫𝐴ZA runs to Haku immediately and wakes her up. "Haku, wake up." He shook her. "What?" she yawned. "Someone come and guard you." 𝐫𝐴ZA unfinished his sentence as he sees a kunai with a seal paper pass through them and released a flashlight that blinds them. He carries her out of the cave, even knowing that the unknown shinobi have cornered them. He jumped out from the cave without hesitant. He runs into the forest. He cautiously observes his surrounding to make sure the evader doesn't follow him. "Who the hell attacked my hideout while I'm sleeping?" He jumped from tree to tree and saw a two-figure at both of his sides follows him. He cannot attack them while carrying his unconscious partner with him. "𝐫𝐴ZA-sama, what is going on?" she asked 𝐫𝐴ZA, who carried her. "There is someone who attacks the hideout while we sleep." He groaned. He saw a kunai with an explosive sealed tag flying through them and about to explode. Damn it, he jumped off to the ground, yet the force from the explosive hurled them to the cliff. 𝐫𝐴ZA and Haku stand and guard up immediately. They in their defensive stance as they're seeing two-figure walks slowly in the shadow. "Who are you? What do you want from us?" Haku asked the attacker. "We want to make an agreement," figure number 1 said. "What was that attack for?" Haku asked again. "That was counterattack from before," figure number 2 said. The figures walk from the shadow and the moonlight shine them made 𝐫𝐴ZA and Haku can see their face. The first one has blonde hair, wears an orange jacket with black and blue pants. The other one has black raven hair and wears a blue jacket with black and blue pants. "I remember you two from our ninja from Konoha that came to escort Tazuna, right?" 𝐫𝐴ZA said. "I'm glad you remember us," Naruto honestly said. "In your face, brat," he growled loudly. 𝐫𝐴ZA rushes to blonde with his big sword. He slams it with a rapid speed that cannot be dodged by any genin. He's gone. 𝐫𝐴ZA watched the boy disappeared from his place. Haku, also surprised that mere genin successfully dodges his attack. She caught off her guard when looks at the raven-haired boy who emitted some fireball from his mouth to her. She without hesitant made a wall of ice to block his attack. Sasuke appeared from behind her and let out a spiral of flame to her. She jumps before the flame hit her. She knows that the jutsu is A rank, yet it uses so much chakra. How he can perform such a jutsu that rank higher for him? She also started to realize that his eyes did not brown yet red with 3 tomo. Sharingan. This is bad. "I thought that I will make you unconscious, but you give me no choice to kill you." She made some hand sign to activate her Genkai Kenkai. Sasuke dashes rapidly to her, but unfortunately trapped in the ice dome that created by her. Sasuke looks around to see if have any hole or place to escape, yet he found nothing even with Sharingan. "You can't run away, Uchiha," she said. Sasuke sees some saban thrown to him. He jumps backwards. He activates his bloodline again and saw a saban came out from the mirror. He also noticed that Haku also in the mirror moves at the rapid speed. He rolls backwards and dodges more saban as they flying through him. He throws the explosives kunai to walls of ice. The kunai did explode but didn't leave any mark. "Give up, Uchiha, you can't win against me." "We will see." His eyes changes again. This time it makes Haku confused. His eyes black and red and formed a pattern like a kaleidoscope. Amaterasu, the black flames burned around the ice. Haku surprised that he manages to melt the ice by himself. "How could you?" Sasuke knocks her before she could finish her sentence. Back to Naruto, 𝐫𝐴ZA emitted a large amount of water from his mouth to the blonde who dodges his attack. "I'm really impressed. Since our early battle I know that you are not merely genin, yet you still didn't go all out on me," 𝐫𝐴ZA said. Looks at the grin blonde. "Well, this time I will show my true skill to you." He dashes to 𝐫𝐴ZA with his kunai on while 𝐫𝐴ZA slashes his sword to him. The sword hit him and turns into a smoke. No, it can't be Kage Bunshin, that jutsu using so much chakra. 𝐫𝐴ZA thought the real Naruto appear in 𝐫𝐴ZA back and slams the Rasengan to him. "𝐴RGH, he yelled in pain. He's splitting some of his blood that from his mouth. "Damn you, kid!" He pours some chakra into his blade and the blade were glowing in blue color. Naruto knows that he just activates his trump card. The Rasengan earlier may be too powerful for him that caused him had so much pain. "This is the end of you!" 𝐫𝐫𝐸 yelled with a scowl on his face, slams his sword-infused chakra to the blonde. Naruto moves rapidly to dodges the blade and kicks his stomach made 𝐫𝐫𝐸 fell to the ground. Naruto sighed. "Why must be so difficult to talk to you?" he whined. Time skip. 𝐫𝐸𝐸 wakes up and sees to the boys in front of him. His memories return a bit as he remembers that he had been beaten up by these kids. "Damn," he muttered. "𝐫𝐸𝐸, we will make an offer with you," the blonde said. "What is it?" "We will offer you a job in Konoha as a ninja and someplace to live. I'm sure that you always want Haku to have a comfortable place to live, right?" "He's right, I really want her to have a good life." "Alright, deal, I will go with you," 𝐫𝐸𝐸 said to agree with Naruto offers. "Before that, you must pretend that you still loyal Gato for a while." He explained all of his plans to 𝐫𝐸𝐸. "Okay, I will do that." "Good," he replied with a smiley face. He gives him some herbs and medkit for him to heal himself and Haku. "We will see again," the blonde said while his friends tapped his shoulder, and both of them disappeared in front of him. Time skip. In an early morning, Naruto, Sakura, Sasuke and Hinata doing their daily routine with training in the forest as usual. 𝐫𝐫 walks to them, sees his old classmates, was very eager to sharpen their skill and strength. "Wow, they all eager to train themselves become strong," he said. That can be heard by himself, even Hinata-chan. "Akamaru, we can't lose to them, let's go Akamaru," 𝐫𝐫 exclaimed. Akamaru barked agree with 𝐫𝐫. They run to find his own place to train. Hinata was exhausted after 3 hours of non-stop training and sparring. She drinks some water from her own bottle. "That was tiring." "Come on Hinata, it's not that bad," Sakura said. She walks and sits beside her. "But Sakura, I want some rest, okay? Beside both of my arms have no strength to go on," she begged at Sakura. Hopefully she gets some rest. Sakura suddenly remembered his blonde teammates also used to say that to his teacher when he was younger. Naruto antics really influence her. Sakura looks at her Sasuke who spar with Naruto. "Wow, how can he have so much stamina at his early age?" Hinata whines and awe at her husband. "Well, he started trains himself after realizing that his younger body doesn't develop like his old body," Sakura replied. "When?" "Since he got here." Hinata muttered about his husband, closed her eyes and sighed. Knowing that she can't blame him for not ask her younger self to train with him. If he did, her younger self would be fainted and blushing so much at the point that she cannot say a word clearly. Hinata suddenly realized a kunai flying through her and hit the tree feet near her. Naruto and Sasuke saw that. They immediately stopped the spar. "Wait, I think remembered something." Sakura refreshed her own memories. The kunai suddenly poof into a cloud of smoke. It appears a woman not older than 20 standing in front of them. "This is Anko Midarashi, the snake mistress, and work in I&T department," she said with a peace sign to the genin in front of her. The snake mistress sweat dropped to see that the genin in front of her making a deadpan face. "Why are you looking at me like that? Why are you here, mistress?" Naruto immediately changes the topic. "Ooh, I heard that Orochimaru is here, that's why I came." "Is it Orochimaru the snake sanin?" Sakura pretend that like she didn't know about him. Even though she was fighting many times and also once crippled him. Many times actually. "Do you saw him?" "And no, we didn't," Hinata said honestly with her mask on. "Okay, I will meet your Jonin teachers, hopefully they can help me," Anko shushin to their sensei. All of them let out a relieved breath as the snake mistress has gone. "She really made me give a heart attack, Daipao," Naruto said. "Really?" All of them look at Naruto with deadpan. Naruto realizes what he just said. He now felt dumb. "What's that amiss?" Sakura pointed her fingers to the mist that formed in the forest near her. "𝐫𝐸𝐸." Naruto and Sasuke said in a union. They run to Tazuna's house. Sakura and Hinata follow them from behind. They finally got there. Naruto and Sasuke saw that 𝐫𝐸𝐸 was fighting Kakashi and Anko while Kurenai has been unconscious due to the drug Saban that hit her earlier. Both of them hiddenly smile. "It looks all of it is according to the plan."
I hope you guys liked the story. If you did, click on any of the videos which are popping on the screen right now. I promise you'll love them too. If you like my videos, you can like and subscribe too. I'll see you on another amazing What If video, guys. Love you all, peace.